Hey, what's going on, guys? Mr. Chuckles here, and today I've got some gameplay for you on Thieves Den. We are playing Clash, and I'm using the Luna again. Same thing I was using in the last gameplay, the same hand cannon, except this time instead of using the Ring Sniper Rifle, I'm using the Chaperone in my secondary slot. The Chaperone just seems to fit this map a little bit better. One could argue that snipers can be good on this map, and that's a fair argument, but I prefer to run a shotgun on this map. And I'll kind of talk about that later on. But as of right now, I just want to talk about hand cannons and just how I feel about hand cannons and where they currently sit in the meta, in my opinion. So, somebody also asked me to do scout rifles next. How I actually wanted to do these videos is I wanted to go from the weapons, in my opinion, from the weakest to the strongest. So I did auto rifles first, which in my opinion are the weakest primary class right now. And I kind of talked about that a couple of videos ago on that Suros gameplay on Memento. Just the strengths and weaknesses of auto rifles and how I felt about them. Now, hand cannons got nerfed quite a bit. They nerfed the amount of ammo that you can carry, the target acquisition on them. I didn't actually say they nerfed the target acquisition, but they definitely did. They nerfed the snapshot, is what they called it, being able to snap in and shoot really quickly. But it's definitely a lot harder to land headshots than it used to be. And it's not hard, as long as you know what you're doing, but it's harder than what it used to be, if that makes sense. It requires just a little bit more skill, basically. Also, I think that was, they nerfed the range and the stability, and they basically nerfed everything about them, so they weren't the god weapon anymore. But they're still really, really good. I thought after the 2.0 patch, when I first used a hand cannon, I was like, oh, they're garbage now, we can't use them. Bungie just destroyed it and nerfed it. I was listening to everybody else, and so now I kind of have had a chance to kind of play around with them. You know, when things first come out, like I'll see a lot of people go through and give reviews on weapons, or just talk about how good a weapon is or how terrible a weapon is. And you really won't see me give too many reviews. I mean, I do like doing reviews, but when I give them, it's often not right when I get something. I will give first impressions if you guys ask, or if I think that's, you know, really worth sharing. But honestly, I like to play around with guns before I kind of let you guys know how I feel about it, because I don't want to give you misleading information, like, you know. Honestly, how the meta is developed is because players constantly listen to what other people have to say. Or they're like, oh yeah, man, I just had like a giant kill game with this, or I was really successful with this, so it must be the best weapon in the game. I just want to talk about that play really quickly. That guy sniped me earlier in this game, about a minute ago, or 30 seconds ago. So I want you to notice how I shot once, I ducked, and then I popped back out. And an average player is not going to make that adjustment from head level down to where you're crouching. A good player will catch you and will just snipe you in the face regardless, because all they have to do is make a vertical compensation. But an average player is not going to be making that adjustment in time. So whenever you know somebody's hard scoping, either jump when you're popping out, or crouch, slide out, etc. But I basically crouched down, I had my weapon ready at where his head was going to be, and it's pretty easy to basically shoot him in the head and kill him. I just kind of payback for him sniping my head off earlier. So just kind of take note of that. So back to hand cannons though, and just how strong they were. I was talking about earlier, just basically utilizing them for their strengths. The biggest thing on hand cannons at this point, in my opinion, is range. The more range you have, the better. Stability is great on hand cannons. Like, obviously you want to be able to land those headshots, because if you miss one, it's not forgiving. If you can't get that kill when you need to, if you can't get that 2 or 3 headshot kill, then that's going to be a big deal, and that's going to really affect your time to kill, since they have a really slow fire rate, or the majority of them do. The ones that are good, basically, and the ones that are competitive have a slow fire rate. But range is the biggest thing because it affects your target acquisition. So when looking for perks on hand cannons, on the scopes, I would focus on things that give you enhanced target acquisition. There's a couple different ones that do that. Honestly, I can't think of the name at the moment, so I'm not even going to try and tell you guys the wrong one. I know True Sight is one of them, but I forget the other. I think there's 1 or 2 more. This little bastard back and just sitting there crouching on the catch, no big deal. Let me use my auto rifle and just crouch. That guy's got to have like a shotgun mentality. Let's just crouch and hope nobody sees me here. I don't know what he was doing. But the other thing, Luck in the Chamber is a really good perk. This one has 11 in the magazine. So Luck in the Chamber on this one only pops every once in a while. But as you've noticed, I've probably got like 3 or 4 kills with the Luck in the Chamber proccing and getting those 2-shot kills. So it pops a lot more often than you would actually think. I mean, if there's 11 in the magazine, there's 50% chance that it's going to be in the top half of the magazine. So just think about it like that. Also, reload perks are really handy, especially because the reload on most of the new hand cannons is pretty freaking atrocious. Especially if you're going to be trying to add more range in the middle column. Usually when you add more range or stability, you often sacrifice reload, whether you're using small bore, brace frame, or whatever the other perks are in the middle. They often take away your reload speed. Or if they take away your reload speed, or if they give you reload speed, then they take away your range or stability. And honestly, the best way to counteract that is to either get a reload perk on it, or pray that you get a reload perk, or max out your range, and then run increased reload speed gauntlets. That'll be the best way to run a hand cannon. And that's pretty much it. Target acquisition is the biggest thing, and then obviously range, and then the kind of just preference. Some people like Firefly. That's more of a PvE perk though. Luck in the Chamber is pretty handy. And there's a few other ones that are fun. I have Surrounded on this one. I haven't actually really had it like ever. Never actually watched it or witnessed it do more damage or have a significant impact in PvP. Now it possibly could. I just haven't noticed it yet. So I really don't know anything about that perk or really any of the new perks for PvP. I would just recommend Luck in the Chamber. Like I said, I'm not going to repeat them all. You guys pretty much heard them all. Sorry, I'm just ranting now. I'm tired and I forgot what I said. But, hand cannons, still awesome, still competitive, more so than auto rifles. I'd highly recommend looking for the Luna, looking for the Crucible one, the green one, I think it's called the Byronic Hero. Or the third one is the Imago Loop. And obviously there's a couple other ones that I didn't mention, I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But those are the three that I thought of. So in regards to what weapons you guys should be pairing with your hand cannon, as you guys saw in my last gameplay I used a sniper, this gameplay I used a shotgun. It really depends on one, what you're comfortable with, and two, what map you're playing. Some maps are better to have a sniper, and some maps are better to have a shotgun. So that pretty much wraps it up for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and let me know your opinions on hand cannons, and just how you feel about them, and how you feel about their strengths, if you've actually tried them out, or if you have a pretty sweet roll. Also, let me know what you think of the intro, if it was too long, or you didn't like it, or whether you did like it. I'm kind of working on that. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you're all having an awesome day, and I'll see you later.